guys, it's Tiffany. Okay, so as you can see, I have a new curtain in the background. It is super pretty, and it's probably super wrinkled right now, so don't judge. Don't make any comments about the wrinkles. I know they're there. And I'm going to have someone that says, hey, did you know that curtain behind you is wrinkled? Yeah, I do. Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about the new Grand Duos collection, the half mineralized blush, half whatever the other side is. They call it a melange. Basically, I was pretty excited about these just because I love the original mineralized blushes, which look like this. This is gentle. You can kind of tell that it's a mineralized blush because it has kind of like some veining. It looks a little marbleized, but it does show up like really pretty. But you can kind of see how there's a half that has kind of more of a marbleized look and then a half on the bottom that's more like blush. I got to try all of them out, and I really was only impressed by two of them. I looked at the other ones. There is one that's kind of a bronze shade. It's called Light Over Dark. It's kind of like a bronzy shade. If you have a bronzer or if you have So Ceylon, which is the mineralized skin finish that I like to use like on my cheeks as a bronzer, you really don't need that. I found it was kind of, you know, just like a bronzer. I mean, nothing special. There was another one that was kind of unique called Earth to Earth. That one has kind of like a gold half, which is the solid half, and then the marbleized half had some purple in it, but it's kind of lighter. It doesn't really come off purple though, but that's more of like a highlighter. That shade was too light to really be worn as blush, I thought, and I probably wouldn't even put gold, like a goldish shade, on as blush. Anyways, it'd be more of for use as a highlighter. Same with Moon River. That one really stuck out to me. I thought that was going to be one of the ones that I bought, but when I saw it in person and swatched it, it is very, very light. Like, the pink is just gorgeous. It's like this pretty, really pearlescent pink. It has really, really great payoff. All of these have awesome payoff, I think, more so than the regular blush, mineralized blushes do, like these. So the new ones, I think, have better payoff, or the blush half at least. But anyways, the Moon River I thought was way too light to be worn as blush, and I mean, I'm not very dark. I'm like an NC 20 or 25, so I definitely could not wear that one as blush, but it could be used as a highlighter. Alright, so before I talk about the other ones, I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I got. I got the Love Rock, which this is the one that I just showed you a minute ago. This is really, really pretty. I have it on right now. I put it on in the store. And the marbleized half, which is lighter, it's kind of like a goldish purple pink, kind of has the same color. And then the blush side is a very, very bright, like cool pink, kind of like a blue toned pink. And you can see, or not, just how intense it is. And yeah, totally you can't see how intense it is. But it's so, so pretty. And the highlight shade is actually really nice as well. So you can apply this one just on its own. You can apply this on its own as a highlighter, or what I like to do, you can mix them together. I have the Intenso, which is really nice. This one is awesome because it reminds me of that perfect glow that you'd get from using just the right shade of blush with a bronzer. It's really, really nice, and you cannot see any of these swatches. It's kind of tough to see in here, I know. But it's this really, really pretty kind of like rose shade that's kind of deep. So if you have a darker skin tone, or you really, you know, like your blush to actually show up, then you should probably go for this one. And then the marbleized side on the top is kind of like a mix between this shade, obviously, and a little bit of gold, and a little bit of a lighter rose shade. So this one's awesome. So yeah, if you are if you're kind of on the fair side, you could mix both of these together with your brush, or you could just use that one half, you know, and then use this shade as a highlight, or just use one or the other. So those were the only two that I really liked. And, you know, were they all great? Yeah. But I did not think that they were all very unique. I already talked to you about some of the ones that kind of stuck out the most to me. To me, all the other ones just kind of ran together. The Hot Planet and the Grand Duo, I think that's the other two. I think I mentioned all the other ones. Anyways, those were really pretty, but they kind of were similar. Grand Duo, I think, between those two stood up, you know. I mean, if you were going to pick one, I don't know. I guess you're just going to have to go see them in person, just because when I saw them in person, I thought that they looked a lot different than what I had expected. Not so much the product, but just the actual shades compared to what I had seen online. So definitely check them out in person. Like I said, they are really nice and pigmented. As far as the shimmer factor goes, it really kind of is the same. I mean, I don't really think that the chunks of shimmer are necessarily bigger or anything than in the original mineralized blush colors. I just think that the payoff's better. Something about the formula. Now, I don't own many of those original blush duos, so maybe some of them, I mean, I'm sure some colors have better payoff than others. Just based on what I've seen with these, the payoff's really good. So, but yeah, they are a little bit shimmery, but it's not like obnoxious. It's not like chunky glitter like some of the mineralized skin finishes have. It's more of just like a frost. It's really pretty and I like it. Kind of like a pearlescent look. So as far as best ways to apply them, definitely you can use a 187 type brush, something like that. I know that the brush that they feature in the collection is the 188, which I use for foundation, so mine's all scummy. Having the I'm not going to get it, it's in my thing. And I think that this one is just featured with the collection because it's small and it can kind of, you know, get into each side more precise. If you wanted, you know, to swirl them both together, you could use a 187 brush and do it like that. And then apply it. Or, you could use a smaller brush. I actually, for these, like to use a larger, my stuff is a mess, you can hear everything like rattling around. I've kind of been using a different brush lately. This is a huge brush. It's a 150. It's a powder brush, but it's kind of a good size for blush. I don't know. To me, the 116 is a little small. I mean, it's okay. It's not that, I mean, you can use it for blush. But if you were just kind of in a hurry and you wanted to mix both of these colors together, you can use the 150 brush and get it on there really fast. And it covers more space. Or you can use the 129, but I like the 150. It picks up more too. You could also use a brush like the 165 or a smaller brush to get into like one side and just, you know, do your highlight and stuff like that. So I mean, as far as application goes, they're pretty foolproof. You don't have to think, okay, the dark side goes right here, the light side goes right here. You can just mix them together and apply it like a blush. You can, you know, certainly apply just one or the other, or you can do, you know, like I said, I like to just apply both of them and then add just a little bit more of the highlight shade right there. So yeah, super easy to apply. You can do it. Hopefully that was helpful, guys, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye. As far as best ways to apply these, I definitely really like, really? As for the others, the Copper Planet and, Copper Planet, that's not right, Hot Planet, there you go. The, can I say this? As far as, you know, the shimmer being compared to the original Grand Duo. Really?